What's up, guys? Aussie Sim Commentator here. We are live for Output Racing League Round 5 from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway in Las Vegas, Nevada. How is everyone doing out here today? I hope you've been having an awesome day. And we're back to oval racing. Last week we did go to the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, which provided some great racing and some absolute domination. But now we're back to the hallowed ovals of the NASCAR circuits. Having a quick little look through the list, it looks like at the moment we got Nathan Jurgensen on top of the totem pole with a 31.233. Steve Turner currently P2, Thomas Harmon P3, Logan Lansford 4, Jonathan Hernandez in P5. So as you can see, we are here indeed at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And before we get too into this broadcast, I'm going to jump into the car and run a couple laps around to show you guys what it's like to drive around here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Well, hello, Not Smokey. How you doing? It's a bit hard to think that you're not Smokey when Logan's not on the track. As you can see, very wide but also very slick pit road there. It's very easy to get it sideways and all wrong and get yourself a penalty and possibly spun out. You can run the first corner when you come out of the pits wide open, and you can gain some extra speed by running the apron as well. Coming into turn 1, 2, going deep, just slightly get off the gas and get straight back to it. Run that white line down the bottom. As you can see there, I'm already up on the previous little bit of practice that I did earlier. Same in 3 and 4, run it in really deep, onto the white line, just get off the gas very slightly. I had to take a second stab at it there, just to make sure I got it right. During a race, you'll see people running mid to high lines mostly. If they're fresh tyres, then they'll be down low. The slightly older tyres, they'll be running up a little bit higher as we come up to the back of Frank Isaacson here. Pass by him really quickly. He's going down to the pits anyway. During the race, you probably won't see too many people running on the apron, just because it will increase tyre wear with it being a flat surface. The tyres are sliding a whole lot more. But you've got to be very brave to run around here fairly wide open for most of the stint. When the tyres start degrading a lot, then, you know, people will start to back it down a little bit, but for the start of the stint, it's going to be some fairly quick, almost no lift laps. You see Brandon Bennett there going down into the infield. Alright, let's go and pull ourselves into the pits now. Oh, no, I spun out on pit entry.
4.
That's something we'll
5.
probably see a little bit of. It's a very short entry into the pits unless you choose to run the apron in 3 and 4. Alright, there we go, guys. G'day, Chris. How you doing, man? So I've just been told in the chat by Derek Myers that as the track rubbers up, the speed has gone down a little bit. So we've got to keep an eye out for tyres to maybe fall off faster than expected. So as I was just saying about how you could probably run wide open or close to wide open for a fair few laps, turns out maybe not. You might only get 1 or 2 laps at nearly full throttle. As we're having a look right now, we've got the 13 and the 5. Oh, and then we go and swap to the 53 of Michael Seal. Right in front of him is the 33, Nathan Jurgensen, still on top of the totem pole. Just in front of them, I'm pretty sure, is the 20 of Mr. Justin Botello. And there's Jaron Sanchez in the number 4 car. I'm not sure who he was on the outside of there. We've got a couple more new faces in on this race today. We have the 104 car of Wendell Lowe, and we also have the 115 car of Matt LeBlanc. I actually raced against Matt, I think it was a week or 2 ago. He's not a bad steerer of a race car. It was in Carb Cup. That much I do remember. I was giving him a bit of hell, he just woke up. So let's do a full little run through of the standings as they stand right now. Nathan Jurgensen on top, Steve Turner in P2, Thomas Harmon 3, Logan Lansford in P4, Jonathan Hernandez 5, Jaron Sanchez in 6, Matt Burgess in 7, Derek Myers in 8th, Justin Botello's just moved up into P9, Tyler Geary in 10th, making a welcome return. Brian Chambliss is in 11th, that's another new name. Frank Isaacson in 12th, Charles Becker in 13th, Davey Lamont in 14th, Brandon Bennett in 15th, Travis Massia in 16th, Michael Seal in 17th, Tommy Bordeaux in 18th. Wow, what a surprise. That's a big turnaround from Mosport. Dalton Cowden is in 19th, Wendell Lowe 20th, Caleb Finn 21st, Mark Pentecuff 22nd, Andrew York 23rd, and Matt LeBlanc is all the way down in 24th. He has a best lap time of a 32.269, keeping him all the way down there. So obviously my time there in 19th does not count because I am broadcasting, so I'm not officially a part of the standings. But I did join the session as a driver rather than a spectator. As As we're having a look at Tommy Bordeaux in the 57 right here, coming up behind the one of Brandon Bennett. Just slices his way through the crowd there. As we've got a crash here. The 33, Nathan Jurgensen, is in it. It looks like my little camera selector still does not have the full field on it, which is a little bit concerning. Having a look at the 13 now, that is Travis Massier, I do believe. Oh, as the 5 goes for a spin, that's Mark Pentecoff. It's coming off a turn 2. That's unfortunate for him. So we go back out onto the track now. We're looking at the 16 and the 13. It's Charles Becker and Travis Massier. Charles down in 13th. And Travis is down in 16th. Now we're looking at the 115, the newcomer to the Output Racing League, Matt LeBlanc. As he comes up to the inside of the 26 of Steve Turner, currently P2. And now we're looking at Tyler Geary in the 026. Haven't seen him for quite a while in the Output Racing League. It's good to see him back on track as he catches up to the back of Steve now. I think Steve might be doing a fuel run. And just in front of them is the 12. That is Matt Burgess. He must be doing a fuel run as well. He seems to be having a good battle there with Matt LeBlanc. It looks like at the moment we've had 25 guys hit the track for taking the green flag. It says we've got 26 drivers registered for the race. And 27 in the server, including myself. And just for the people at home who like to play the stats cards, including myself, out of the 27 people registered for this session, we have a strength of field of 2205. As we can see there, we've got big problems. Justin Botello and Nathan Jurgensen. And Justin's going to head back out into the track straight away. As we swap back over to Steve Turner now, running his Patriot scheme. Oh, and Justin spun it coming out of the pits. I'm not sure if he got spun or whether he just locked up the brakes, but yep, he was spun coming out of the pits there. So we've got smoke on the track. It's the 27 of Jonathan Hernandez. Practicing a burnout for later on. I hope his burnout doesn't get in anyone else's way. Looks like everyone for the moment is going to go low around him. Let's have a look at his right rear suspension there. Let's see the tyre turning. No smoke coming off the tyre. Let's check his left rear. Yep, no smoke. So it's not a very strong burnout. I see Jaron Sanchez here coming in to practice a pit stop. Same with Thomas Harmon. Looks like they both make it through pretty unscathed there. Oh, and we've got a pit party going on. Everyone's coming for a pit party. So let's watch this one from the perspective of Justin Bowe. We're going to watch out from his gearbox as he looks back at the number 9 car. Which is Jaron Hazen. Jaron's getting awfully close. Oh, hello, front right suspension. And they're off and racing now. Justin with a great start. Opened up a unassailable lead there. So having a look back in the pack here a little bit. Oh, we've got some road rages there already. Got some guys in the back of the pack here looking at making some moves. This is all just a big test of strength for these guys. To flex who's got the biggest muscles. See 12 of Matt Burgess starting to slip back. Oh, we got some action in the back there. Oh, there's Charles Becker in the 16 just sliding up in front of Frank there. I'm not sure what happened on the start-finish line. As we go back to these guys. Got Jaron and Thomas side by side. Let's have a look from Jaron's gyro cam at what's going on. Still side by side. Oh, big crash ahead. There's a pile up. Jaron's just powered his way through it. Jaron's got damage now. He's still right there behind Thomas though. But there was so much death right then. Oh, it seems like I'm having an issue with iRacing here. Just give me a second, guys. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. iRacing just died on me. It'll return in just a second. Okay guys, we are back. Sorry about that little technical hitch there. I'm not sure what caused that. But we are going to return to duties as per normal. As we immediately go on to Tyler Geary in the 026. Right behind him is the 33, Nathan Jurgensen. So I'm not sure what caused that little technical hitch. Hopefully it's not something that will occur constantly throughout the race. Hopefully that was our one and only technical hitch that we're going to get. As we go over and have a quick squiz now, we have got just under 6.5 minutes left. And we now have more cars registered. We're going to have a field of 30 to take the green flag. If what my standings here is telling me is correct. 31 people registered for the race, including myself. A strength of field of 2290. These guys will be looking at coming out and doing some simulation qualifying runs now, because the track right now will be similar to how it's going to be in qualifying. As we see the 53 there spinning off in the back, that was Michael Seal. As we're now looking at the 4 of Jaron Sanchez up into P7 at the moment. Oh, and Nathan Jurgensen's gone around. Jaron smashed him. Oh, we got some more death. Jonathan Hernandez caught up in that. So through was Michael Seal and Steve Turner. Oh, I think Brandon Bennett just got a piece of that as well. And it's still going. We've still got crashing going on. That was crazy. Here's Dirty Sanchez again. Now, Jaron used to get a really bad rep when we were running in the B cars for running out of fuel, but I don't think he's actually done that at all this season so far, which is quite the surprise. He's not the best at managing his fuel, and we know that from looking at history. As we see the 33 of Nathan Jurgensen spinning off into the grass on the infield there. Still currently our top timer. See the 54, and I think that is the 31. If not, then it's the 21. It was the 21. That was Brian Chambers, the 21 car. As we're back on Jaron now. And then we go back over to the 5. That is Mark Penticuff. And right behind him is the 53. That's Michael Seal. I'm not going to be expecting too much change to happen in the top of the timesheets here, because the track is a lot slower than when we first started, which was just under an hour ago. But 2.5 minutes left. Guys will be seriously starting to go out and do some simulation qualifying laps. What's up, Wendell? Welcome to the league, man. Wendell Lowe just commenting on the stream here. Currently down in the 24th position with a time of a 31.553. See the 9 and the 104 going back out onto the track. 9 is Jaron Hazen, 104 is Wendell, the man who we were just alluding to earlier. Wendell in his first outing for Output, currently on the inside of Nathan Jurgensen in the 33 car. Nathan, too strong on the outside line there. Powers around Wendell, even though Wendell's got the fresher tyres. Alrighty guys, it's getting to that time of where these guys are going to start heading into qualifying. We're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, the cars will be gridding for the race. See you shortly. Alrighty, we are back. Qualifying has just ended. As you can see by the safety car being on the track right now. We've got 33 cars in the session right now. Strength of field is 23-26. So the last couple of entrants that came in have really stepped up in the standings there. So let's quickly go through the field and see where the starters and drivers are. On the pole, we got Justin Botello in the 20. On his outside is the 34 of Zach Nichols. Starting out of P3 will be the 026 of Tyler Geary, and on his outside will be the 54 of Derek Myers. Starting out of P5 will be the 27 Jonathan Hernandez, and on his outside the 57 of Tommy Bordeaux. 26 will be Steve Turner, starting from P7. On his outside the 8 of Thomas Harmon. Starting out of P9 we're going to have Gerald West, and on his outside Matt Burgess. Starting out of 11th will be Brandon Bennett, and now 12th will be Brian Beach. 13th we'll see the 21 of Brian Chambers and the 29 of Dustin German. German? His name's a little bit hard for me to read, but I think it's German. Yeah. 15th will be Travis Massier in the 13 and the 31 of Logan Lansford. 17th we'll see the 33 of Nathan Jurgensen and the 4 of Jaron Sanchez. Matt LeBlanc in the 115 will be up next in 19th with the 7 of Dalton Cowden on his outside. The 8 of Frank Isaacson will be out of 21st. Mark Penticup in the 5 out of 22nd. Wendell Lowe will be out of 23rd. Caleb Finn on his outside. Michael Seal in the 53 will be coming out of 25th with the 9 of Jaron Hazen out of 26. Starting just behind them will be the 16 of Charles Becker in 27th and Jordan Barry out of 28th. And Andrew York in the 28 car, I think that is, will be starting from 29th all by himself as we start to roll away to start this race. Lights are out on the pace car. We're watching Justin Bowe as he gets ready to take off. Just like in the pit party these guys had, we're going to watch from the bumper of Justin Bowe as he looks at the 026 of Tyler Geary. And we are off and racing. Doesn't look like Justin got as good of a start as what he did in the practice there, but he has still pulled up in front of the 34 of Zach Nichols. Tyler now making a move for P2 as Zach starts to slip back ever so slightly. We're now going to TB2. We see 54 and 34 having a titanic battle there for third place. It looks like at the moment Zach is going to hold on to third, and a big cluster behind them. So we're going to go and have a look at the 26 of Steve Turner. He's on the inside of Jonathan Hernandez. Now 2 by 2 for a little bit there. So things are fairly amicable at the moment. We're going to quickly go to the chopper and have a look at this battle that's ensuing. We're going to go drop back to Gerald West in the 86, as he is on the inside of Tommy Bordeaux. Looks like he might try and make a move on Jonathan Hernandez as well very shortly. Just got his nose chopped off. Just a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. A lot of these guys will be employing super speedway tactics here in the race today, because it is Daytona week on iRacing. So we're going to go check back in with our leader, which is Justin Bowe. And looks like Zach Nichols not content with sitting in third. He's going to try and make a move on Tyler for P2 there. Got the move done. I'm just sitting here playing around with different camera angles. But out in front is still the 20 of Justin Bowe. He's just taking it nice and gentle, just cruising mostly. Looks like everything is kind of smoothed out a little bit here. We're just going to go through the field a little bit here just to see where everyone's at. I heard something there. I didn't see it, but I heard it. I think that might have been someone's engine blowing up in the pits. I'm not too terribly sure. Right, so there's Justin Bowe in the lead. Right behind him is the 34 Zach Nichols. Tyler Geary in the 026 is in third, with the 54 of Derek Myers just on his tail. And we've got the other 26 of Steve Turner sitting in P5. Jonathan Hernandez is right behind him. And the 86 of Gerald West. Thomas Harmon is sitting back in 8th. Tommy Bordeaux in 9th, and Matt Burgess is in P10. Right behind Matt is the 21 of Brian Chalmers, looking to make an impression here. It looks like we might have a battle for the lead very shortly. Zach is looking very racy here behind Justin, as things start to go a little bit chaotic towards the back there. I just saw a couple of 2 and 3 wide racings. See the 16 of Charles Becker on the inside of Caleb Finn. These guys are currently racing for the 24th position, right behind Matt LeBlanc, who's in 23rd. So there's a bit of a battle going up in front of them as well. But we're going to go back to focusing on our leaders here. I'm not sure whether Zach is trying to save fuel by sticking on Justin's bumper, or whether he's trying to look for a way around. Looks like he's trying to make the move. He dives on the inside of Justin Bowe there. Couldn't quite get it done. Justin had the momentum up top to hold on to the position. looks like he's going to make another look down here in turns 1 and 2. Looks like turns 1 and 2 is where he's favouring his chances of trying to get around Justin there. Will he make another look to the inside here? No, not quite. Justin covers him off just in case anyway. This is a high-speed chess match at the front of the pack. These guys are actually starting to check out away from Tyler a little bit. Zach's got the big run on Justin now. Can he get the move done going into turns 1 and 2? Can Justin get the momentum up high to hold on? Oh, Justin's in the wall. Justin hit the wall in turn 2. That severely stunted all of his momentum. Zach has now taken the lead of this race. Tyler is going to take P2. Looks like Justin has mostly recovered from that now, but he is going to continue to drop a couple of positions here, at least. As look at that, they're now 3 wide. Coming out of turn 2, that is crazy. Great job, guys. Justin pulled the pin and went down to the very inside there to get out of that, because that could have turned very nasty very quickly. Goes to show the experience that Justin has behind the wheel. As now Gerald West is coming on his outside. And Justin is just dropping like a rock. I think he might have a little bit of aero damage, and it's just really preventing him from keeping up with these guys. As just in front of Justin here, we've got a little bit of battle starting to heat up here for the second position. As Gerald West in the 86 makes a move on Derek, trying to take away that third position. Couldn't quite get it done there. Gerald taking the low line through 3 and 4 again, trying to get up onto Derek's inside. Just doesn't quite have the legs on the inside to match the momentum of the car on the outside. And here comes Thomas Harmon making a move around the outside of Gerald. You see, we've got 3 lanes of racing right now. We've got the low line, which is right on the white line, the middle line, and the high line. As now Thomas comes up on the inside of Gerald. Can he get the move done coming out turn 4? Not quite. That momentum on the outside is just keeping Gerald in the game there. And we have a caution. I'm not completely sure what happened there. I'm trying to find my mouse on the screen so I can find out. And we've got the 18 around. I fear I might have gone a little bit too far back there. Oh, a little bit of road rage there too between the 33. Oh, that's what caused it. Matt Burgess and Nathan Jurgensen got together. Caused a little bit of humbug there, and the 18 slipped down onto the grass and smashed into the inside wall. Everyone else very lucky to miss the 18 there. Oh, that is unfortunate to see. He's going to have to use his fast repair up early. And that's never a good thing. Let's see the leaders now. Who's going to take a pit stop? Who is not? I think you might be a little bit silly to not pit stop here because the tyre wear will be horrendous. We've got Tommy Bordeaux staying on track right now. Tommy must be going for those bonus points for leading the lap. So let's see if we can get Brian Beach into the booth here to have a quick little chat with him, or even Nathan Jurgensen. Nathan's muted, so can't get him. And doesn't look like we've got Brian Beach in the chat here, so we can't go for him either. One person we do have is the 12 of Matt Burgess, so we might quickly drag him up for a quick chat. Hey Matt, this is Corey up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
It looked like the contact between you and Nathan there set off the spark of events to cause that caution. What happened from your perspective?
I just got in a little too quick and slid up a little higher than I thought. And I think I just got his 0x with Nathan there, but it was enough to get him into the wall.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to see. Looked like you guys were having a pretty spirited battle there, regardless. How has the racing been for you on track so far?
Good. I mean, everyone's pretty tight on how fast they are. Pretty close times for everyone, so it's going to be tough to pass.
Alright, no worries, man. Anyone you'd like to thank while I got you up here in the booth?
Just here for the broadcast, I guess, right now. Hopefully I'll talk to you later.
Alright, no worries, Matt. And hopefully we do speak to you later. Alright, guys, so that was Matt Burgess, the 12 car, currently in P10, as I go and drop him back into the feeding pool. Lights are still on the pace car, so we've still got at least one more lap around this place before we go back to green. But again, I must stress, you know, how fantastic it was that everyone was able to miss Brian after he came back onto the track through the grass. It was a fantastic job of wreck avoidance by everyone. And there is Brian at the front of the pack, getting a wave around now, as we do now have the one to go. The lights are out on the pace car. So we've got Zach Nichols in the lead, Derek Myers in second, Tyler Geary in third, Gerald West fourth, Brian Chambliss in fifth, Steve Turner P6, Matt Burgess seventh, Brandon Bennett eighth, Jaron Sanchez ninth, and Thomas Harmon sitting in P10. Or at least that's what my standings are telling me. It looks like we might actually have Travis Massier in P10 there. Thomas might have gone for an extra pit stop, just with a little bit fresher tyres than everyone else. Pace car's in.
The safety car lights are still on. We're going around one more time.
Oh, and the pace car's come back out through the grass. I'm not sure what's happened there at all. Got a delayed green. It's not showing us what's happened. Alright, the pace car goes in again. And Derek taking a big jump there, going straight away.
Go, go, go. Green flag.
Actually, not Derek, sorry, Zach. Zach taking the big jump and going straight away. So things are already starting to string out a little bit as everyone ducks, dives, weaves and bobs to get down to that inside line. And it looks like the battle is on for P2 there. Tyler Geary around the outside of Derek. And we have another caution. See if we can see what happened here. Oh, Justin Bowe's involved. It looks like we've got the 104 of Wendell. Alright, when I find my mouse, we're going to try and back this up a little bit. See if we can see what's happened. Looks like Brian Beach is in it again as well. Oh, the 16 of Charles Becker just got squeezed into the wall by Wendell. Wendell didn't see him there. And a couple of people caught up in that, including Justin Bowe and Brian Beach again, as we saw. That is unfortunate for those drivers. But you know, as the old saying goes, safety cars breed safety cars. A lot of people faking going into the pits there. I'm not sure, I probably would have pitted myself. Doesn't looks like Wendell is in the Discord, but he might be muted. Let's try and bring him up into the booth here. Have a chat with him. Hey Wendell, this is Corey up in the booth. Do you have a copy, man? Alright, looks like we're not going to be able to have a chat with Wendell. He's actually muted, but he's not deafened, so... Oh, wait.
There we go. There we go. I'm sorry, man.
That's alright, that's alright. Man, what a crash. What happened there, man?
Oh, I ended up getting 3 wide. There's nowhere to go. I run out of the guy on the bottom. He has to go run forward. So do I. The guy on the outside's just not giving up.
Alrighty, man. Well, no worries. Anyone you'd like to thank while we got you up here in the booth?
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody who's on, you broadcasting it, and these output racing, hosting these racing events. It's awesome to see. And it was really good, even though right now it's still
Alrighty, man. Well, thank you very much for your time. Unfortunate chain of events that happened there, and hopefully we can have you back in here chatting later on.
Under different circumstances, I hope so. Thank you.
Alright, no worries. Alright, guys, so that was Wendell, the newest addition into our Output Racing League here. It's currently down in 28th, unfortunately, after that accident. And sorry if you guys couldn't hear him, he is a little bit quiet. Looks like, unfortunately, Nathan is going to be out. Nathan, do you have time for a quick chat, man? He's just commented on the chat in the live stream here. As it looks like we're going to start getting ready to go back to green. Yeah, the lights are out on the pace car. And it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get a chat with Nathan. Looks like he has exited stage left from the Discord. Not quite happy with the way that his race has gone, which is unfortunate.
The safety car lights are still on. We're going around one more time.
And we've got another delayed green here. I'm not sure why we're getting so many delayed greens. Pace car lights have gone out again. We've got Zach Nichols, Derek Myers, Tyler Geary, Gerald West, Steve Turner, Brian Chalmers, Jaron Sanchez, Matt Burgess, Logan Lansford, and Travis Massia in your top 10. Unfortunately, we have got DNS from Andrew York and Nathan Jurgensen. It sucks that Nathan is looking at not wanting to continue with the league. I've been having so much fun trying to say his name and butchering it almost every single time. And he takes that in stride. But hey, I'm just an Aussie. Don't forget that. But yeah, Nathan's one of the better drivers, and he's just had a lot of unfortunate luck this season so far. As the pace car goes back in, Zach with another big early jump.
Green flag.
Derek was a little bit more prepared for it this time, slots straight back in behind him into P2. Tyler still chasing on the tail of Derek in third there. Derek taking a slightly defensive line through the back straight, which allowed Tyler to catch up to him. But Derek has got that inside run going on. As we focus on this battle for second, Gerald West is trying to get in on that as well. It looks like Tyler might actually be able to do this with the momentum around the outside on the fresh... Actually, no, they're not even fresh tyres, are they? No one pitted. And Tyler has gotten that position off of Derek now. Now the question is, can Derek hold on to P3? See the 86 of Gerald West having a look around the outside as well. Steve Turner right up in this battle as well. Derek could end up falling back to 5th at this stage. Now Gerald is in 3rd. Derek looks like he's starting to build a little bit more of a gap over Steve Turner now, as Steve is starting to come under pressure from Brian Chalmers. We're having a quick little squeeze here at Tyler. Tyler so far behind Zach. Zach has just been absolutely masterful here today. Gerald West right there in 3rd. Just ever so slightly just going with Tyler. Not looking at pushing his stuff too hard. Just taking it nice and easy. As I see a battle now here. Jaron Hazen coming up trying to take that 6th position from Brian Chalmers. On the inside. Where did Jaron Hazen come from? This kid is fast right now. As we go 3 wide into turn 3 and 4, Steve Turner on the outside. That's not a position you want to be as being the outside car. Jaron Hazen gets 2 for 1 and makes his way up into the top 5. And now Logan Lansford looking at trying to take 7th away from Steve as well. Steve going for the fairly high line there, where there's not much rubber. He's also trying to look low on the 21 of Brian Chalmers there. Just doesn't look like Steve can get as low on the track as what some of these other trucks can. That might be a little bit of plan just to try and save his tyres a little bit more as he goes to look on the outside of Brian here in 3 and 4. Loses a lot of ground, which actually invites Logan to have a look on his inside. And right behind them is the 4 of Jaron Sanchez. Things are starting to heat up here towards the back of the top 10. People with different levels of fuel saving and tyres. As we see the 26 of Steve Turner get into the wall. Oh, that's terrible coming up at turn 4. He was hanging it out high, wide and handsome and just hanging out a little bit too far wide. And now he has dropped behind the 1 of Brandon Bennett, which will make Steve 14th. We're going to go back to have a look at our second place driver here, Tyler Geary. Gerald West still right there behind him. These guys are paling in comparison to Zach Nichols right now. Zach has been absolutely dominant, like what Tommy Bordeaux was last week when we were out at Mosport. Speaking of Tommy Bordeaux, he's back into the top 10th position right now. He's just jumped his way into the top 10 in the last couple of laps, and he is right now chasing on the tail of the 4 Jaron Sanchez. Intense battling going on through most places in the field here. As Tommy goes to look high on Jaron, and that doesn't look like it's going to work. He's actually fallen into the clutches of Michael Seal a little bit there. Michael taking the apron on the inside of Tommy to pull side by side. Can Michael get the move done on Tommy and relegate him back into P10? Doesn't look like it. The momentum in 1 and 2 on the high line is just too strong. Looks like the lower lines in 3 and 4 is where it's the best, and the higher line in 1 and 2. As you see, Jaron now right on the tail of Logan Lansford, just in front of Tommy here. Let's actually watch this battle that's unfolding in front of Tommy from Tommy's gyro cam. See Jaron right there trying to look for a way around Logan. Logan goes extremely high line there, cuts down low a little bit on the exit of 2. But Jaron looks like he might have the run on the low side of Logan. Can he get his nose up there? He can. Tommy takes a slightly higher line, just so he's got that space to come in a little bit deeper. Now Jaron has it all to do. He's got to make the move fairly early into the corner. He's got to dive in pretty deep. Looks like he might have it, Logan. Oh, and Tommy's got a challenger as well. Tommy's now got the momentum on Logan as well. As we have another safety car right now, the caution flag is flying again. Looks like we've got the 16 and the 95. Caleb Finn came down on Charles Becker in the 16. Both of them have ended up going for a spin. And that's brought out our next caution here. Doesn't look like there was any damage, any real damage done to either car. As the field starts to catch up to the pace car now. Looks like everyone except for Logan has gone for a pit stop here. Logan must be trying to get those bonus points for leading the lap, which could prove pretty detrimental to him when he does go for his pit stop. It also looks like it's captured Wendell there a lap down, unfortunately. fact, Wendell's 3 laps down. Logan does go for his pit stop now, so he was going for those bonus points for leading the lap. And it looks like we have 4 retirements. Those being Andrew York, who retired after just a few laps, Nathan Jurgensen, Jordan Berry, and Justin Botello. It's unfortunate to see Justin retire as well, after being so strong for so long. Getting a podium last week even. Alrighty, as it stands right now, we've got Zach Nichols in first, Tyler Geary second, Derek Myers third, Jaron Sanchez fourth, Jaron Hazen in fifth, Michael Seal in sixth, Tommy Bordeaux in seventh, Brian Chalmers in eighth, Jonathan Hernandez in ninth, and Stephen A. Hollingsworth is currently P10. The lights have gone out on the safety car, and we're about to go back to green flag racing. Good seeing Jaron Sanchez up in the top 5 and Jaron Hazen in 5th place as well. They must be working on strategy. As we go back to green, Zach Nichols takes off and gets an early lead again. Looks like Derek Myers wasn't quite as ready for that one as he was in the previous restart when he was on the outside. And Tyler Geary has slotted into P2. And just behind these guys, we've got the battle of the Jarons. Jaron Hazen has overtaken Jaron Sanchez for the 4th position. And just behind them, we have the 57 of Tommy Bordeaux. And on his slight outside is the 53 as well, and that is Michael Seal. As now Tommy Bordeaux makes his way on the inside of Jaron Sanchez. Can he hold on to it through 3 and 4? As just behind these guys, it looks like the 21 car of Brian Chalmers was trying to make a move on Michael. And Jaron, with the momentum in 3 and 4, held on to position over Tommy Bordeaux. Jaron going for the super high line. Are they going to be 3 wide coming off of turn 2? They are indeed going to be 3 wide coming off of turn 2. Michael Steele sticking his nose right up in there. He's trying to get 2 for the price of 1. They're still 3 wide in 3 and 4. Tommy now takes points. Jaron can finally stop pooping himself a little bit. As we make our way through 1 and 2, it looks like Seal has gotten the best of Sanchez. And up in front of these guys, it looks like we have a battle going on for the 3rd position as Tommy Bordeaux starts to blink out a little bit. We're looking at Jaron battling with the 54 Derek Myers. This is for 3rd position. Looks like Hazen just about had the move done going through 1 and 2 there. And Jaron starts to slide up. Made Derek back out of it a little bit. And that has made Tommy Bordeaux catch up to the both of them. But that is officially P3 for Mr. Hazen. Looks like things are starting to spiral out a little bit here. Derek wants that 3rd place back though. He's not content with sitting in 4th. He wants that interview at the end of the race. It's looking like, as things stand right now, a hard charger might actually be the 4 of Jaron Sanchez. I'll have to go double check because it all depends on qualifying times. Actually, no, I'm wrong. The hard charger would actually be the 9 of Jaron Hazen. Started in 26, but as I said, I'll have to go and have a look at the times to make sure his time was legit. As he is starting to pull away from Derek Myers a little bit here. Alright, so let's just go through the field a little bit here. At the moment, in the lead, we do have the 54 of Zach Nichols. P2 is the 026 of Tyler Gary. P3 is the 9 of Hazen. P4 is the 54 of Derek Myers. P5 is the 57 of Tommy Bordeaux. P6, the 4 of Jaron Sanchez. P7, which is under contention right now, is the 30 of Stephen Hollingsworth. P8 is Gerald West, who's looking at getting back into P7. P9 is the 21 of Brian Chalmers. P10 is the 27 of Jonathan Hernandez. Michael Seal in the 53 in 11th. Now we've got a little bit of a gaggle behind these guys. The 7 of Dalton Cowden has just moved up into the 12th position. 38 of Thomas Harmon is up into 14th, but he's looking at improving that. We're just going to stick with these guys for a little bit because these are some fast guys buried deep in the pack. On Thomas's outside is the 29 right now. That is Dustin German. right behind them is the 31 of Logan Lansford. Looks like Dustin is trying to give a little bit of a bump draft to the 7. Telling him to hurry up or get out of the way. And hurry up he did. Oh, as the 29 nearly just cut across the nose of Logan Lansford there. That was almost disastrous for those two drivers. Especially Logan, who has had nothing but bad luck for the majority of the season. And now Thomas Harmon drafting up along the back of Dalton Cowden there. Going for the inside move. Dalton squeezing him down, trying to pinch him down on the inside of the corner. Couldn't quite work. Thomas is still there. And Thomas now has the line for 3 and 4. Still side by side, and this is for 12th position, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys think that these guys aren't serious about racing here, just look at how intense this battle is for P12. And Thomas Harmon now has the position clean and clear. He has pulled clear of Dalton as he continues his march towards the front of the pack. Looks like Dalton might try and fight back though. Dalton says, hey, you might be the top dog right now, but I'm going to try and get you back. Dalton couldn't quite get there, and Dalton's been spun! Dalton has gone around. Doesn't look like anyone else has collected him. He's gotten out of the way. Let's go back and have a look at that. We'll take it back from about halfway through the corner. He was got, looked like that was the 29 of Dustin German that got him. That is unfortunate. He will have some damage after that. He is still rolling, but he will have damage. We're just going to wait for him to file into the pits to take his pit stop, and then I'm going to try and bring him up into the booth for a quick little conversation. Looks like Brandon Bennett stayed out trying to get the leader lap points, but I think he was a little bit too far back to be able to take that title. Alright, we're going to drag Dalton up into the comms box here, and we're going to have a quick chat with him. Hey Dalton, this is Corey up in the booth. Do you have a copy, man?
Stand 4, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. Not so loud, but pretty clear. How's it going, man? What happened there? You were battling pretty intensely with Thomas and got hooked by the 29.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. He said he got a little loose, but I don't know. It's Robin's racing, not too much damage. I still had my quick fix, so got that done. And
Alright, man, well, I'm hoping for good luck for you for the rest of the race. Anyone you'd like to thank while we got you up here in the booth?
let's thank Corey for broadcasting, Team P Knives for the quick Chevy truck we got going here today, and then anybody out there in the audience watching.
Alrighty, thank you for your time there, Dalton. It looks like we're having some more technical difficulties here, people. You'll just have to give me a sec so I can jump back in. It sucks that this has happened again. I'm gonna have to try and sort this out because not good for the broadcast. See us when we get back to the action. We're back live just in time for the restart.
Green, green, green.
Got Stephen Hollingsworth who started off the pole there for the restart. Again, sorry about that, guys. I'm not sure what's going on. Might be a bit of storms in the area, stuffing up with the signal coming from Las Vegas a little bit. Just don't forget, it's got to bounce from Las Vegas to me and then back to you guys wherever you are, and I'm quite a distance away. I see Stephen Hollingsworth now taking the lead. He's been absolutely pressured by the dominant truck all night, which has been Zach Nichols. I'm just wondering if anyone can stop him, because this is absolutely crazy. He's taking the lead again in 1 and 2, and it looks like he might just start to absolutely gap the rest of the field again. As we are now on finished lap 75 of 100, we've only got 25 laps to go on this race. People will be starting to get a little bit wired and starting to get a little bit more aggressive with the moves they're making. So we're going to go watch this battle for second and third right now.
Hi, Jonathan.
Looks like the 30 of Steve Hollingsworth is starting to drop down the pack a bit. See the 9 of Jaron Hazen starting to come up on his inside. Derek Myers is the next one to try and take a pop shot at the 30. He goes right down to the low line. I think Hollingsworth might have just taken 2 right side tyres where the rest of the field has taken 4. That's why he's up there and kind of keeping pace, but kind of not really. As we see Sanchez now on the inside of Tommy Bordeaux in the 3 and 4. Hollingsworth has really proven to be the cork in the bottle right now. I see Tommy Bordeaux's hit the wall. Tommy Bordeaux has dropped all the way back. He's hit the wall, and the car that was behind him ran into the back of him as well. I'm pretty sure that was Thomas Harmon. But Tommy has dropped all the way back to the last car on the lead lap, which is 21st position. That is unfortunate for Tommy. As we go back to having a look at the 30 and how he's getting along, he has been absolutely swamped now after that bit of action went on. And it looks like we've got a battle just up ahead of these guys, but we're going to focus on this a little bit. Seal trying to make 3 wide with Hollingsworth and Steve Turner. Oh, and we got drama in the back. Logan Lansford, Matt Burgess. Doesn't look like anyone else was involved. Doesn't look like there's a caution either. These guys are still going. I haven't heard a caution being called yet. No caution, we're still green. I don't know how there was no caution there. We've seen cautions come out for less. But that was a little bit of craziness to start off this last quarter of the race. As we come up, we finished lap 81, which means just 19 laps to go. We're going to go back and have a look at Zach Nichols here, see how he's getting along. All the way up there in the front by himself. He's got a huge gap. His gap on Tyler right now is to the tune of 1.3 seconds. Looks like Tyler is actually is under some immense pressure here from the 9 of Mr. Hazen. Jaron Hazen right there on Tyler's bumper. With as little amount of laps as there is to go, it's good to see that Jaron Hazen is up here in the front and making a serious challenge for the top steps on the podium. But I just wonder, does anyone have anything for Zach? Because Zach has just been so dominant this entire race. For those of you who are curious about Zach's credentials, he's a 5,092 I rating, A-class 4.17. So he's definitely got what it takes to be a winner in this series. It looks like Tyler and Jaron have just calmed down things a little bit here. Jaron might be trying to save his stuff for a little bit later on in the run, as we now have 14 and a half laps left to run in this race. There has been some seriously good racing all throughout this field. As we're going back in the pack here. We're looking at the 26 of Steve Turner. This is the battle for 7th and 8th and 9th. Jaron Sanchez in 7th. Justin German, who was up there in 7th, has dropped a couple positions in this lap. He must have had it coming together with the wall. So this promotes Jaron up to 7th, Steve Turner up to 8th, and in fact, Justin German is starting to drop like a rock a little bit here. I would focus on him, but unfortunately his button is not available. But yeah, he is definitely dropping and dropping fast. As now it looks like Seal is going to launch a challenge around the outside of Jonathan here. This is for the 9th and 10th positions. Just in front of them, Steve Turner in 8th. We're going to go back up. And it looks like Jaron Hazen might have come into the wall a little bit there. He has dropped right back from Tyler. In fact, he's been gobbled up by Derek Myers. So something's happened there, and Hazen has lost all of his momentum. Dropped back to P4. As we're now in the final 10 laps to go in this race, does anyone have absolutely anything for Zach Nichols? I would wager a guess that they do not. Because well actually, Tyler looks like he could be catching up a little bit. The gap was 1.3 seconds earlier. It's now down to just 9/10 of a second. In saying that, Zach did run a faster lap than what Tyler did in that last lap. Zach did a 32.425 to Tyler's 32.694. Derek Myers actually has the faster time for that last lap out of the top three with a 32.256. And Tyler has managed to claw back a couple more tenths here. Clawed 2 tenths back on Zach. But does he have the time to do it? We've got 7 1/4 laps to go in this race. This is where the intensity is definitely going to start stepping up. We're now down to the last 5 laps when they come across the line next time by. Zach still commandingly leading over these guys. Tyler looks like he's started to drop off the pace a little bit. He's actually been caught by everyone else behind him. Thomas Harmon making a challenge on the outside for that second position. We got both the Jarons in there as well. And Logan. Logan's a lap down, but he's right there with these guys. I think Logan with his fresh tyres has actually helped to push some of these guys up here into this leading pack. Well, we do have Thomas Harmon up here now into the second position, and Jaron Sanchez up into P3. Logan now makes his way around Thomas, as these guys are definitely starting to catch Zach now. We're going to go focus on Zach, who is literally just up the road from these guys. And Thomas has now made a mistake, and Jaron has taken the second position from Thomas. 2 laps to go now. The battle is getting intense. Oh, Jaron seems to have dropped off of my radar here. I'm not sure what happened. I think Sanchez might have been fuel compromised, and he has indeed pulled off the track there. This promotes Tyler Geary back into second, and we now have Gerald West up in the third. And now we have 2 laps to go. Got a little bit ahead of myself earlier. And Tyler and Gerald are coming. I think Zach is saving fuel. Zach is in fuel saving mode. Everyone must be on the absolute edge for fuel. And we have a new leader. Gerald West is leading this race, Tyler Geary in second, and Hazen in P3. And it looks like Gerald's out of fuel too. This is the last lap. The 0.26 of Tyler Geary is going to win this race on fuel mileage. On the last lap. Congratulations, Tyler Geary, for getting the win. It looks like we're going to have Thomas Harmon in P2. And I think Gerald West is actually going to finish in third here. Wow. What an end to the race. Alright guys, we're going to go for a quick break while we process that finish, and we will be back with our top finishing drivers. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are here straight away. We're going to do things a little bit differently. We're trying to chase up Gerald West for his interview, but we're going to start things off with someone who I don't think we've had very much time to talk to at all. And, it's really awesome to see him up here for once, and that is going to be the 95 of Caleb Finn, our hard charger for Las Vegas. Caleb, what a crazy race.
Yeah, it really was a crazy race. I tell you what, the only way I could get this top 10 was if people were to run out, because man, this is a tough field, and I've recognized that throughout this.
Now, there was a little bit of conjecture at the end of the race, because even though Jaron Hazen got the most positions, he didn't set a qualifying lap, but you did. So congratulations, you worked within the rules to get it.
Thank you very much.
So you are now going to be in the running for $5 at the end of the season, provided by Speedway memes. So let's just talk about the race as a whole. So you started all the way back in 24th, and as you said, because of some people running out of fuel there at the end, worked your way up into what was it, P7. How was the race for you as a whole?
To be honest, it was just saving tires throughout the race, which I'm not good at, especially that first run. I can't remember how many laps it was. I think it was about 20 or so, maybe more. Just saving tires, and I'm not good at that, so I would start out passing like 2 or 3 guys back in the mid-20s, and they would always end up passing me back, and I'd just wait for a caution to come out. So it was pretty boring on my end until the last 10 laps when people started running out of fuel left and right.
Now, is there any notable highlights that you may have had throughout the race? A bit of wreck avoidance here or there or anything?
Yeah, they did wreck and the caution didn't come out. I can't remember what lap it was. It was like 70 something, I believe. And managed to avoid that wreck and slow down to like 65 because I thought the caution would come out. And I noticed that the caution didn't come out, so I sped back up as quick as I could. But yeah, I was pretty lucky to avoid that wreck. Unfortunately, it took out about 4 or 5 good trucks, but we decided to avoid that.
Alright, man. Well, while we got you up here, is there any sponsors or supporters you'd like to thank for helping you out here today?
I just want to thank Output Racing League, really, because I don't really have anyone on my truck. I just kind of do this for fun. But yeah, Output Racing League. This has been a really fun league so far. The season's been really fun. And I just want to thank y'all for putting this up.
Alright, well, thank you very much, man. Congratulations again on getting the Hard Charger Award. It's not an easy award to win, and the people who have won it can be some very high caliber drivers.
Thank you.
Alright, guys, so that was a 95 Caleb Finn getting a hard charger for today. It looks like we're still trying to chase up Gerald West, unfortunately. I think he might have booked out of here a little bit too early for me. But we'll go and give him the recognition he deserves anyway. The 86 of Gerald West with 3rd place today. And I'm sure he had a good race. The truck felt good. He was a little bit worried there towards the end of the race on fuel. But otherwise, he had a good race all round. He'd like to thank Output Racing. He'd like to thank the Aussie Sim commentator. And now I'm just talking out of my ass a little bit. So now we're going to move on. Now that we've done that little bit of a skit, we're going to move on to a man who needs, well, let's face it, no introduction. He's always here or hereabouts, and we talk to him almost every week. And I do say almost. Of course, I'm talking about the 38 of Mr. Thomas Harmon. Thomas.
Yeah, I'm here.
What a race. That was crazy. I've seen you up and down like a yo-yo for the majority of the race. How was it from your perspective?
It was absolutely terrible. I mean, as far as having to drive through the field twice, I mean, for the most part, the racing was clean. There's some questionable stuff under caution, but for the most part, it was a good race. That stretch to the end, though, that was exciting finish at like 80 mile an hour.
Now you say there was a bit of questionable stuff under caution. What stuff are you talking about? Because we must have missed it. Hello? Seems we might have lost connection to Thomas here. Thomas, can you hear me?
There it goes. It came back and cut out. Sorry, what was that? What were you saying?
Now, I was just saying, you mentioned that there was a little bit of shiftiness under the caution there. What stuff are you referring to? Because we must have missed it in the broadcast.
There was a couple occasions where trucks got together in the back under caution and caused the delayed green a couple times there, and thankfully it wasn't me in any of it. Kept that zero incidents in there, but yeah, I feel sorry for the guys that did get involved in the shenanigans, and stuff needs to get cleaned up a little bit. But other than that, I mean, it was a fun race.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened with those delay cautions, because our cameras didn't pick it up. We were too focused on the front and the middle of the pack. So yeah, thank you for filling in that void there for us. So all in all, how was your truck tonight, and how was your feeling on track? And you said that you had a terrible race, having to fight back through twice. But the fact that you did fight back through twice, that's got to say something, doesn't it?
I felt like I had a good line. I don't know that I had anything for Zach, but I felt like I could have gotten anybody else up there. But yeah, it felt good. I liked the setup that was on it tonight, and it was fun. But it gets a little bit hard to pass until those tires get worn, and as long as you save your tires a little bit or run a better line than the other guys, then you can really chew them up on the back half of a run.
Alright, man. Well, we know you got some people to thank. So while we got you up here, who do you have to thank for helping you out this week?
Start with you guys, Jaron, yourself, broadcasting, Jaron putting on the league, all the competitors this week, and every week that come out and give us good field sizes and making competitive and make us have to work. And that's about it.
Alright, well, awesome. Thank you very much, man. Congratulations on P2, and it's good to see you back on the podium.
It's good to be here.
Alright, guys, so that was the 38 of Thomas Harmon, up and down like a yo-yo, but finally back where he belongs. Alright, up next, we have the winner of the race, a man that we haven't seen for quite a while, but we're glad to have him back, the 026 of Tyler Gary. Tyler, welcome back, man.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Now you've come out strong. You were at the front for most of the race. If there was no fuel saving going on, do you reckon you would have had anything for Zach?
I think I might have had something for Zach at the tail end of a run, like right before we had to make pit stops. It seemed like he was burning stuff up just after halfway through a run, and I started closing in on him. So maybe, but we never got that long of a run, so we don't know.
Yeah, it sucks that you never really got the opportunity to have a good run at him because of the cautions coming out when they did. But all in all, how was the race from your perspective, and how was your truck feeling tonight?
Truck was pretty good. Race was good as well. Fairly clean up where I was. Just good hard racing the whole time. Nice and close, but not too close.
Alright, now my next big question. Are we going to see you back in the league every week?
I'm hoping on it, but I don't know how often I can do this because right now it's 1:30 a.m. my time, and I got school in 5 hours. So I'm gonna try my best to make as many as I can.
Well, are we at least going to see you next week for Eldora?
Yeah, I definitely plan on racing Eldora.
Awesome. That's really all I wanted to know was, are you racing Eldora? Because I know you're fast there.
Yeah, I'm right there.
Alright, man. Well, while we got you up here in the booth, anyone you'd like to thank for helping you out here tonight?
Just you and Jaron putting on the league, putting on the broadcast. You guys seem to do a pretty good job whenever I check it out. So had fun tonight racing. Pretty good race.
Alright, awesome. Well, thank you very much, man. Congratulations on your win on your return race to the Output Racing League, and we look forward to seeing you some more in the future.
Thank you.
Alright, guys. So that was the 026 of Tyler Gary. I nearly said 71 because in Discord he's got his number 71 there from when we were running the B cars. Alright. So this is the part of the stream where we start to get ready to close out. So I'd like to welcome league owner and operator Jaron Sanchez into the booth. Jaron, wow, what a race. That was absolutely crazy, especially right there at the end.
Yeah, the end was really interesting. It was a lot of fun there at the end. It kind of had a rocky start in there in the middle, close to the middle of the race. You know, had a nice green run in the beginning, and then few mishaps. I don't really know what happened down there, but man, once we got going, second half, it was a lot of fun.
And we even had one crash that we actually caught on cameras here that didn't bring out the caution, which is a little bit weird, because looking at some of the crashes that happened earlier on in the race, you know, we had a caution come out for less than what happened in that final crash. What's your perspective on the iRacing caution system?
Yeah, I feel like there was a early caution, or after like that first caution, it took forever for that caution flag to come out, and I knew it should have, so it was kind of weird. I wish we had an admin in the tower to kind of watch and throw that stuff, but you know, we're just doing this for fun, and unfortunately, I want to race too, you know, but so we don't have an admin to throw cautions manually, or else we would.
Alright, man, well, how was your race as a whole? We noticed towards the end of the race there, you were right up there towards the pointy end, but, you know, had to pit for fuel. But, you know, you were hovering around the top 10 for most of it. How was it for you as a driver?
Yeah, Vegas is one of my favorite tracks. I usually do pretty well there. Trucks, I'm better in the B car there, but you all know I'm not very good with fuel, so I was trying to figure out what we're going to do. I knew I wouldn't make it to the end. I didn't know if everyone else was going to make it to the end or they're going to be coasting across the line. I thought more people would be stopping for a splash and go, so I went ahead and came in thinking they were going to run out. Maybe I'd get a top 5 still, but nah, it didn't work out for me, but learning experience, and I'll get it next time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone was getting their fuel mileage memes ready for you, for just in case you did run out.
Nah, I wasn't gonna run out. That's why I stopped. I thought everyone else would get a splash and go or something. I didn't think that they'd make it at all.
But you know what? This just goes to show, you know, how awesome this league is. That, you know, we had such a long green flag run, and people were so close on fuel that we actually had a couple conk out just before the line on the last lap. And some people, like Tyler, you know, he managed to not only finish the race but get another lap around in a quick 360 for his burnout.
Yeah, that was a good looking burnout for how short it was too.
Alright, man, so Eldora next week.
Yeah, we got 80 laps and some heat racing. It's gonna be pretty fun.
It's gonna be fun, it's gonna be exciting, and it's definitely gonna be full of cautions.
Oh yeah. Can't wait.
Alright, well, thank you very much for your time, Jaron, and thank you again for putting on the league, man. You know, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, and I'm sure we wouldn't have, you know, as much support as we got for the league if it wasn't for you as well.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be here for one for you. Thanks for everything you guys do up there in the booth, or just you now.
Alright, well, thank you very much, Jaron, and we are actually going to end out the broadcast here. I'd like to thank everyone on behalf of the Output Racing League, all the drivers, the teams, and myself here at the Aussie Sim Commentator channel. And we will see you guys next week when we hit the high-banked dirt track of Eldora. It should be very exciting. See you guys next time.